Welcome to Natural Mobility. Today we're looking at a Self-Shiatsu sequence for the lower body focused on the thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. Let's get started. You can start in a kneeling position and use your forearm to apply pressure to your quadriceps muscles. In a kneeling position, this allows you to shift your weight forward so that you can use your body weight to apply pressure rather than your muscular tension. Support your wrist with your other arm so that you can really lean your weight into that arm. You want to apply perpendicular stationary pressure to the different parts of your thigh, working your way down from the hips to the knees. Stationary pressure means you're not doing friction or rubbing while you're moving through this maneuver. Just applying perpendicular pressure, finding a point, pressing into it, leaning your body weight into it, trying to relax the muscles as much as you can and rely on your structural alignment. Next, you can sit in a side bent sit position and use your elbow on the inside portion of your thigh. You can support your hand with the other hand so that you can apply pressure as you lean your body weight forward. Again, trying not to use muscular tension, but relying on structural alignment and shifting of body weight. In each one of these maneuvers, you can pass through the line that we're working on 2 to 3 times before moving on to the next exercise. Whenever we're using our elbows, you can use the tip of your elbow to apply a little bit of a sharper pressure. So if you need more pressure or you want to get a little bit more accurate into a specific area, you want to use the tip of your elbow. But if you're particularly tender in a spot and you want a little less pressure or a pressure that feels a little less sharp, you can use the broad side of your forearm instead. The closer you get to the middle of your forearm, the softer the pressure is going to feel. The closer to the tip of the elbow, the harder the pressure will feel. And again, you can do 2 to 3 passes in each one of these maneuvers. Next, you can sit on your heel and bring your other leg out to the side. This exposes the lateral portion of your quadricep muscle. And you can apply some shiatsu pressure with your thumbs. Sitting on your heel allows your hip to stay elevated so that you can lean into your hands a little bit easier. But if you're not comfortable sitting on your heel, you can, in any of these positions, put a pillow under your butt instead. When you're applying pressure with the thumbs, you want to keep your thumbs straight and try to think about having a straight line between the tip of your thumbs and your elbow. This way you can apply pressure through that structural alignment rather than relying on muscular tension with the hands and forearms. You can also bring your leg out straight and work through the same line we did with the first exercise. This time you can use your thumbs, allowing you to get a little bit more accurate and deeper into the muscular structures of the quadriceps. Having the legs straight out also helps to relax the quadricep muscles instead of having them in a stretch when you're kneeling, so you get to access the muscle in a different way in this position. Again, you can go 2 to 3 passes before moving on to the next maneuver. You want to get all the way down to the knees, and once you get to the kneecap, think about pressing into the kneecap. You can press down or diagonal or to the sides. The idea is you want to be moving the kneecap like you're trying to press and access whatever is underneath the kneecap. So moving your way around the sides, going diagonal down, diagonal up, and directly up from the bottom as well. Make sure you're not just pressing around the kneecap and you're actually moving the patella itself. Might feel a little weird at first, but you'll get used to it. You can spend a little bit more time on the patellar ligament, which is at the bottom portion of your kneecap, between where your kneecap connects to the shin. Next, you can sit back and bring your hands behind your hamstrings. You can press your fingers into the hamstrings and lean back as if you're trying to lay down on the ground, but using your hands to hold yourself up. Hanging back with your fingers going in between the hamstring muscles, like you're trying to spread them apart or get in between them. Work your way all the way down to the knees, and then spend a little time working behind the knee as well before elevating your hips, and then using your thumbs to get behind the knees. So you can bring your thumbs together, press into the knees, and then move to work your way down the calves and into the Achilles tendon. You're not rubbing, there's no friction here. You're pressing a point, leaning into it, and then lifting your thumbs and moving them to the next point, and then pressing. It doesn't matter what points you're going towards, you just want to make sure that you're applying pressure down the length of that structure. You can hold the front of your leg with your fingers and use them as some leverage for your thumbs as well. But make sure you're using that rocking of your body to apply pressure with your body weight. Work your way all the way down to the Achilles tendon and into the ankles. And then get a similar position, but use your fingers in between the space between the tibialis muscle and the shin bone. Try and think about using your fingers to get in between that space and make more space in between the shin and tibialis. Work your way all the way down to the ankle. It'll be easier to use your palms as leverage closer to the knee, and easier to use your thumbs as leverage closer to the ankle. So try to explore using either or and see what works best for you. But the key here is to use the thumbs or palms as leverage and the fingers to apply pressure in between those structures. Working the way all the way down to the ankles and then bringing the palms together on either side of the thigh. So you're pressing and stimulating the adductors and abductor muscles of the thigh, working down to the knee and continuing to press on the sides of the lower leg all the way down to the ankle. And remember, you want to press your palms together as if you're touching your palms through your leg, and make sure that you're leaning into it as well, so that this is a pressure and a motion that's coming from your whole body leaning into it, not just your arms trying to squeeze your legs. Spend a little extra time around the knee joint, especially if it feels really good. You can move the joint and bones around a little bit as you press. That's not the same as friction. You're not moving the skin, you're holding it down and moving the muscles and bones. Next, you can get to the toes, pressing between the sides of the toes all the way to the corners of the nails and the front and back of the toes as well. You can spend a little extra time on each one if you want, but I'd recommend at least spending a little extra time on the big toe, because that one has a bit more of a specific independent function. Next, you can flex your toes down and up. Really try and get a nice stretch there. You can do them individually or all at the same time, it's up to you. And afterwards, you want to get your thumbs or palms on the top of your foot and your fingers on the sole of your foot. And try and use your palms as leverage as you use your fingers to open up the sole of your foot, like you're trying to make space between the metatarsal bones, which are the precursors to your toes. Those long bones that reach down your foot muscles. Then you can use your fingers as the leverage and get your thumbs working the top of the foot. Again, trying to make space between the metatarsals, working down to the toe knuckles. Next, we can spend a little bit of time rotating the ankle. This is really important. We want to move slowly and try to explore the range of motion. Holding the knee can help reduce compensation from the thigh and the hip so that you're getting the most out of your ankle rotation. Moving slow can help you identify ranges that are a little less easy to control. Finally, we can sit in a kneeling position and press the soles of the feet with the thumbs. This is really helpful if you're sitting in this position for a long time and your legs start to fall asleep. You can also use your palms and set them on your heels and rock side to side. This can feel really good as well. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.